my first question, I love the name, Engage the Foundation. How did you come up with it?
That's a good question. Well, basically, it all started when I was interning with Mr. Brian Gullins over at Richmond City Health District, and basically a lot of his points were about engaging the community and getting everybody to be engaged, or getting the families to be engaged with the community, or the fathers to be engaged with the families first. So just him saying the word a lot and the actual impact of the word and the importance of it, that made me basically be mindful of how important it is to be engaged with these type of issues.
Right.
So that started it off right there.
So how does the name complement what you do?
It complements it well, because it gives people, just like you said, you like the name, it gives people a kind of awareness of that something important is happening. Right. So they want to see what it's all about, what the engagement process is, or what we're being engaged to, or what we're trying to engage people about. So it's good as far as getting people aware, or getting people even interested in what's going on.
So take me back to the moment you decided to commit to Engage the Foundation. What was that moment and why?
That moment happened pretty recently.
Okay.
Actually, during the internship, I was right before graduation, so it was my senior year. And upon graduation, the internship was ending. But I've been so heartfelt in it and so involved in it, and helping them move further and expand.
Right.
As far as the Richmond Family and Fatherhood Initiative, I helped them do a lot of events. I helped them put together a lot of good events that brought the faith community together, along with the politicians in this area, and a lot of government entities and a lot of private industries as well. So just that whole getting involved and seeing the faces and building the relationships made me feel like I can't let it go once I graduated, even though the internship was ending. So under Mr. Bryant, he encouraged me that this influence that I had when I was bringing these college students out to the high schools to help me mentor, or bringing them to the training institutes to learn how to become a better man, to be a better mentor, and things like that. The importance of engaging the community and helping people that are coming out of jail to re-enter into society.
Yeah.
That kind of thing it touched my heart, because it also relates to me as far as my family and my personal life. So even if I wanted to let it go, I couldn't.
Right.
So that's really where it all started.
So when you sent me the email about what Engage the Foundation is, it's in part a response to, like you just mentioned, prisoners or people who've left jail trying to re-enter society, chronic diseases, the high school dropout rate, college dropout rate, all of these really big, tough decisions. What do you think is the core cause behind all of them? Or do you think they're too separate to even think of that way?
They all correlate. I don't feel like they're separate.
Okay.
But the main aspect that Richmond City Health District was hitting at when I was interning there was the fact that the father was missing. So the father missing is what caused what they call the father wound. And that father wound had kids going to jail or not knowing what to do as far as building healthy relationships. Whether it was the daughter didn't have a healthy relationship with a man because the father wasn't there, or the son not being able to have a healthy relationship with authority because the father wasn't there. So when it came to jobs, it wouldn't work out too well. When it came to school, they wouldn't listen to the teacher too well. And it all reflected off of just that father not being there.
Right.
So their grades, and then their jobs, and then that led them to the streets, and then that gets them in jail, and that gets them in trouble, either dead or in jail. You know how they say it's a two-way street when you're out there. So
Right.
that kind of thing right there, basically just the father missing is what they highlighted as the cause of it.
So but when you're working with them, are the kids like aware that it's the father issue, or
man.
They know?
That's
it
great.
is?
These kids know.
They know.
These kids are more real than these adults, and that's true.
Right.
Like you can come to the kid and for your job. Let's say like certain mentors and counselors, they do it as their job, as their paycheck, and they come to the kids and they do it. The kid will know whether they're seriously there for the cause, for their heart, for the kid, or for the paycheck. They will know, and they will pick it apart. And the way they act towards you or towards that mentor or counselor, it shows that they can tell. And they will either give you that respect, They will listen to you, they'll follow you, or they will just totally neglect you and disrespect you. You know what I mean? Whether or not they feel if it's sincere or not. So that's one thing that's really made me stick with it, because getting that relationship with the kids at Armstrong High School, they really take to me well, not only because I'm young, but because I'm sincere, and because I come from some of the same circumstances. I'm a young father as well, so I have to build these kind of relationships anyway, and it's a part of my life as well. So just that relationship right there is important, and those kids understand whether you're genuine or not.
Right. You also said that the people experiencing these issues are getting younger and younger. Why do you think that is?
Well, basically, I'm gonna break it down to my whole vision of everything.
Okay.
The reason why I can't let it go. Can't let this initiative go, this effort go. The reason why I can't stop. My vision is, right now, our generation, our society, there is real life, these issues that we need to hit and focus on that nobody really pays attention to, or that is paid attention to but not done anything, nobody's acting on it. And then entertainment, which is highly paid attention to, highly acted on, and highly supported. And there's a gap in between. In our society, entertainment is what's up. It's fun, it's everything. It's fun, it's music, it's dance, it's play, but it's whatever. Whatever happens. It's not serious. It's Twitter, it's Facebook, it's just whatever. And it doesn't mean anything, it doesn't hurt life, it's just whatever. And then there's real life, where things matter, but it's more boring, and it's more lecture, and it's more stressful. I don't want to deal with this because it's so not fun. So my vision is to bridge the gap between the two.
Okay.
And let everybody know that you can take care of real life and still have fun. That you can still be dealt with entertainment and still understand the value of music and movies and things that we create, and still take care of real life, things that God created.
Right. Yeah.
So that's the way I see it.
So how are you bridging the gap?
Basically, bridging the gap is giving the best of both worlds.
Right.
So it's Engage the Foundation and Yellow the Enterprise. Engage the Foundation is where we come to the school. We'll go to a student organization that has that kind of influence on campus that we're looking for, as far as positive influence, or actually trying to reach out to the community or reach out to the mindsets of the people to help them succeed. And we'll reach out to that student organization, let them know what we're doing, then we'll come to that school and we'll have an intercession, what we call a real life seminar. Where I brought Rob Hill, as you interviewed before. I bring him out to come speak to people about relationships, because he's very, very strong on healthy relationships. He knows a lot about it, and he gives great advice on it. So I bring him out to help speak to the people, and they tend to basically gravitate to that quickly, and it opens their eyes to how important real healthy relationships are to success.
Right.
And then that's when we bring in the fact that we need to build those healthy relationships with those that look up to us. We're the ones that don't pay attention to our elders because we feel like they don't really know what's going on, they're not cool, or they might have the wisdom, but they're not in our shoes right now, so they can't really tell us which way to go, what to do. But us being a little bit older, we still listen to it. We just do it our own way. Those behind us, they don't listen to that generation at all.
Right. Yeah.
They look up to us, but we don't even teach them because we're so lost ourselves. So my whole vision of bridging that gap is that we need to turn around and look at them and help them at the same time we're helping ourselves. Not to say that we're perfect and we have all the answers for them, but just the fact of us being there and helping them is what inspires them, that they can actually become something better, or they can do something. They look up to us anyway, whether we're lost or not. It's like the blind leading the blind. So if we're lost, they're going to be lost too, because they look up to us.
Right.
So if we turn around and show them that we care about them, that we want them to find their way, just like we're trying to find our way, we're not going to tell them that we're perfect. We can even tell them that we're lost, but we're trying to find our way. And they're going to be on that same path, and they're going to turn around and do the same thing. So that's what bridges the gap.
So you kind of touched on this already, but I feel like one of the strong foundations of our community, the African American community, was service, especially in previous generations. Where do you think our generation is as far as service goes?
That's a great point. I went to a very powerful event yesterday. It was basically a Manhood Institute, and the day before was a leaders luncheon, and the guest speaker of the leaders luncheon was who facilitated the Manhood Institute, and his name was Bishop Wellington Boone. Wellington Boone, excuse me, Bishop Wellington Boone. He's a phenomenal speaker, phenomenal bishop, phenomenal person, phenomenal man of God, and his outlook on everything isn't one side or the other, like black or white.
Right.
He will straightforward disrespect any political view, any race view, in comparison to God's view. And he breaks it all down, and I respect that to the utmost. And one of the things that I seen most, or I caught most from him, was that regardless of how the world is going, you have to align yourself or align your initiatives, your motives with something that God showed.
Right.
And the main thing he showed was reaching out to the people personally, not being Almighty God telling people do this, do that, do that. It's getting out there and showing people this is what you need to do, or this is how you do it, this is how you help. Not this is what you should do, or go do that, and this will happen. He goes down and show, So that's basically what I'm trying to do, is show these kids, or show our generation that we can go help these kids, or show our generation that you can bridge the gap. We'll go and have the real life seminar, and then we'll come back and have a fashion show or a after party.
Yeah.
Just to bridge the gap between fun, entertainment, and real life.
Right. So that you have to have the balance.
You have to have that balance, or you're just gonna go crazy trying to stick to one side, and the other side is gonna be constantly beating on you. If you try to stick to entertainment, real life is gonna hit you. Then you're gonna feel like with this entertainment you're making so much money, but all these problems are hitting you. That's why I think more money, more problems.
Right. Exactly.
But if you're thinking about it the other way, where you're handling real life, I wanna give you an example as far as entertainment. Somebody that I really respect in the entertainment industry is the artist T.I. He'll go out and have a rump shaker song, but he has a TV show of being a family man.
Right.
That right there is bridging that gap. People can listen to the music, but then they'll see his show and they'll see what he's showing. He's showing you what to do. He's telling you on the music, this is what we do back in the day, or in the hood, in the club, whatever. But then he's showing you in real life, like this is what goes on.
Right. I'm a family man.
Exactly. And that's important. I really respect that. I really do.
Yeah. So you kind of talked on. Oh, okay. Who was there to engage you at your foundation when you were younger?
That's good. The man I know is my father, my pop. I got the utmost respect for him. I look up to him. I'm nowhere near him yet, but I hope to even slightly round up to where he is, and he's been there all my life, from what I know. He wasn't married when I was born, but I mean that's fine. He took my mother out of where she was and gave her the best of anything she's ever had, and I feel like she's happy where she is. She loves him, and he loves her, and I can see it, and I've always seen it. He's always worked hard, more than 2 or 3 jobs. As long as I've known, he still does work like 2 or 3 jobs. So like that working ethic is something that's been instilled in me. And right now I'm at a crazy place to where I don't want to work a 9 to 5. My working ethic is put into this, engage the foundation out here for these people. You know what I mean? Out here, I'll do an event maybe to raise some money with YOLO, the enterprise, raise money, but it goes all back to engage the foundation. So, you know what I mean? I don't really see any glorious proceeds off of it, but my glorious proceeds is seeing it affect people and seeing change and seeing people connecting. Like I like to connect resources. That's my main aspect right now, is connecting these resources to people that's trying to do something but don't really know how to do it. So my father is somebody that I really look up to. My mother as well. She's strong. She be working too. She works hard too. Like she don't want him to do everything all the time, even though he wants to. That's one thing I learned from Bishop Wellington Boone. If you in a marriage or in a relationship, that counterpartner should not outserve you. It should be a competition of who's serving each other the most. If that man or that woman or whoever in that relationship is sitting back and the other one is serving the most, that relationship is not God. And that's not even saying, like, reading the Bible or going to church. I mean, that's great to instill as far as being a Christian. But as far as that relationship alone, it should be a competition on who serves the most, who's serving one another. And I just caught that grasp. I just grasped that idea the couple of days that I've been with them. And I'm really gonna apply that to my next relationship. But I see that in my father and my mother. That's why I understand what he was saying. I see that. I see my mother trying to cook dinner for him, and then he'll come back and try to cook a better meal for her. Like that kind of thing. That's what builds a relationship and keeps it going for the long run. So that's something I really, really appreciate and I really look up to.
You talked about taking resources and knowing how to put them together. What would your advice be to someone who might have an idea about how they might want to serve, but they're not sure? They're really good at one thing and they're not sure how to go about getting the other resources they need to get started.
Right. It's all about your heart, really. If you're really heartfelt about something and you really mean it and you really are 100% behind it, then you can get somebody to support it. Somebody. It doesn't matter if it's one person. That one person can change everything. Like, he can even alter your mindset about it, or he can just expand it, or he can just help you push it. And that resource, like, I'm gonna just give you an example on how I did it. Starting at the Richmond Family and Fatherhood Initiative, all it was just me and Mr. Brian Gullins. That was my main resource. Then I ended up meeting his boss, Dr. Stern. He's the director of the Richmond City Health District, which the Virginia Department of Health falls under. Which the Richmond Family and Fatherhood Initiative falls under. So that's 2 stairs up already. Then after that, basically we started meeting the resources that Richmond Family and Fatherhood had throughout the community through Richmond City Health District. So meeting all of those connections and resources that were through that funnel, now I have those resources and connections myself. And that helped basically build Mr. Brian up. We got to Armstrong High School where I was bringing mentors from VCU to help with that. And Casey Foundation came out from Seattle, Washington. It's a big foundation that the founder of UPS started. He's long gone and dead now, but he started it well long ago. And it's a very, very big foundation that millionaires and billionaires donate to. So I didn't really know this at the time, but when they came out and did the interview on me and did the story and the article, I didn't realize how big of an impact that was on the initiative that we were actually doing. So in turn, after the first annual leaders luncheon, after that went well, that was basically bridging connections as well. One thing that I found, the faith community, they're not always partners.
Oh, really?
So that was the main goal of the leaders luncheon, bringing them all together, letting them know that it's time to partner up.
Right.
And so once that started happening, things started clicking quickly. So now you have political leaders that go to church or in faith communities partnering with faith leaders of different churches. And so that was making a real big impact real quickly. And Mr. Brian Gullins actually got promoted from the Virginia Department of Health and Richmond City Health District to the Virginia Department of Social Services. And that opened up many doors for us. And by that time, my internship was in. But he encouraged me to keep going because I helped him keep going, So I'm just following his footsteps as close as I can, and that's basically how it works as far as building relationships. Healthy relationships helps build those resources that will connect you to different opportunities you would never know. My cousin goes to George Mason, and he's a part of an organization called Gentmen, the Gentmen of GMU. And I spoke with him about what I was doing down here, and he told me about the organization up there, and I was like, okay, so we might need to partner up. And we did, and I got introduced to an organization up there that was a women's empowerment organization called Chase Dreams Not Boys. And so we partnered with them as well. Exactly. So we partnered with them as well, and that's when we did the big fashion show. But the way we got to partner with them was going up there doing a seminar first, and letting them know what we were all about. And then that's when she came out and introduced herself. And that's when we were like, okay, so now we need to partner as well. So she's actually from Richmond, the founder of Chase Dreams Not Boys. She's actually from Richmond. So one of my female organization connection in Richmond is Camp Diva, Miss Angela Pack. So they fairly knew each other or heard of each other, but once I let them know that I knew both of them, they started working together a little bit more closely, and I just let them do that.
Yeah.
So that's basically all my mindset is, connecting it. I don't have to be in the middle of it or running it. I just want you to be connected and keep it going.
Right.
And that's what happened with that. And then we went up there and did the fashion show, and I brought a lot of local clothing designers out, and they did the same as well. We brought out, there's a lot of photographers, local photographers, artists, young Chris Scholar, which is phenomenal. He's great. That's my man. That's my boy. He's good. He's a singer, rapper, dancer, actor, photographer, videographer. Like total package. But these are the type of people that I know personally that I would like to uplift. You know? Like, and that's what I think it's all about. I think a lot of people get blinded from trying to be in the mainstream and trying to reach the TV or a goal that's so far-fetched that they forget about their foundation or where they come from or the people that's been around them supporting them the whole time. They don't pull them up.
Right.
You know, so my whole mindset is just keep pulling them while you're making it anyway.
Right.
Instead of trying to get them at the end. Like once you've made it, try to pull everybody up. You know? So that, I mean, it's probably not the way everybody does it. It might be unorthodox, but that's the way that my heart is.
It sounds good, like you took the first step and then just more and more doors just kept opening.
Right. We actually got a call from North Carolina Central University the other day, and they want us to come out there and basically do the same thing we've been doing. That's basically what the movement has been. It's been the real life seminars and the fashion show, and the after party. Those are the two things that gravitate on the campus, that people will come to and appreciate and have fun with, you know what I mean, and it keeps spreading. So those are the two things that we're going to keep doing, you know what I mean, at every campus. And then in that city, in that particular city, we're getting ready to go back up to Northern Virginia on the 1st and partner with the Northern Virginia headquarters of Virginia Department of Social Services. And I have a young lady up there by the name of Brittany Rose, who's founded an organization called More Than Cheer, where basically she does cheerleading and tutoring, and it helps a lot of people, a lot of young ladies. But she wants to put in other components. So down here, we've been doing basketball for a while. So I'm thinking we can take basketball training and mix it up with tutoring and take it up there as well. So that's another partnership that we're going to do as far as in every city or every college that we go to, the community that's around that college, we're going to bring tutoring and basketball training or tutoring and cheerleading or tutoring and whatever else, as long as it's tutoring and mentoring involved, you know what I mean, to help the kids as far as like their life and bridging the gap between academics and real life as well. And then bringing the entertainment, because everybody has something that they're interested in, so we want to tap into that as well. We're also working on a academy. We partner with the U-Turn Sports Facility, and we're working on building an academy inside there where we're teaching the kids and tutoring them after school. So it's going to be like an after-school academy where we're focusing on performing arts, foreign language, math, science, academics, basically. Then we got the sports that we're bringing in, mentoring as well. So just basically life skills, things like that, and economics, financial management, and we're bringing another component of IT. We just met somebody that has a well-designed background of IT. Like they have a lot of knowledge in it and degree in it as well. So we're gonna have them basically. What we do is with those, we'll be able to hire them based on the curriculum and their knowledge in that field. And if they can create their own curriculum, that determines basically how much they can get paid.
Wow. Okay. That's
so
awesome.
It's kind of like a motivator at the same time to help the kids with a system that'll help yourself get paid and get recognized for it. So everybody wants to make money, but I feel like the best way to make money is if you're helping somebody.
To serve and give back. So, I mean, you brought up when you were talking, I was just thinking, it's funny that you're doing this. I'm wondering, like, why aren't the school systems, you know, the ones trying to solve these issues and do this for the kids?
That's a really good point. I've been, basically, with all these connections and resources, I've been running into a lot of the boards and directors of these school districts, and I ask them those same questions, and they really never have a straightforward answer. It's always the budget and teachers and these bad kids and parents.
Right, always blaming it on the kid.
It's never really a program that they say we can just go ahead and implement. It's always the surrounding factors. So that's why I feel it's important to tackle these surrounding factors, so then they won't have any excuse.
Right.
And as far as the government, they are ready to help, because I'm real close friends now with Mr. Brian Gullins, his boss, his new boss, which is Commissioner Martin Brown of the Virginia Department of Social Services. So he's gave me the go ahead that he will support and run with me with whichever way is needed. But he doesn't want me to depend on him.
Okay.
So that was a real eye opener for me.
Yeah.
To know that I have that support if needed. But he wants me to keep going in the direction that I've envisioned, because he believes in it. So it's really not a vision that the government has set. Like, it's not something that they've already been doing. It's not something that they planned on doing. So for me to do this is kind of far-fetched from what's been thought of previously. So, but it's needed, and he feels like I should keep doing it, and whichever way that they can help, just call me. So
Right.
that's how I feel like it'll be most effective if I keep it up, keep pushing at it, keep fine-tuning the vision, keep molding it so that it can fit every demographic, every college atmosphere, every race, creed, gender, whatever. You know what I mean? So when I go to another state, such as North Carolina, I will have already tackled these issues at home, to where the questions come up or the situations come up, we're ready for it.
And so when you're dealing with, different races, different genders, all that stuff, are you seeing this kind of, even though there's the external differences, there's kind of similar?
Yeah, that's the craziest part about it.
Right.
These issues, they span across the gender and across the racial boundaries. There's all types of races and genders, and even classes as far as wealth, that experience these same father wounds, that experience these same unhealthy relationships, that experience domestic violence, or these dropout rates, or you know what I mean, all of these, getting out of college and not having a job, or not knowing what to do, you know what I mean, not knowing how to correlate academics with real life, not knowing how to just do the simple things that should be taught in school.
Right. Yeah.
So it's really, it hits home everywhere, at all the houses, at all homes, it hits home. So it's really important that I keep it going, because everybody can relate to it.
Yeah.
I've had white people come up to me and say how much what we're doing is important to what they've been going through in life. I've had black people come up to me and say they want to be a part of it and want to help somebody that they know. I've had rich people, I've had poor people, I mean, mid-class, where we are, like, that come and say how important this is, and that they want to be a part of it, or they want to know how they can help, or they have somebody they can refer me to.
Right.
That's basically how to link the connection, because everybody can relate to it. Old wrinkly white people, old wrinkly black people, young white people, young black people, Hispanics, Latinos, all of them. Everybody goes through these same type of issues, but they're not focused on by the government. So the people have to step up.
Yeah. So what is your overall hope for Engage the Foundation?
My overall hope for Engage the Foundation, my personal hope for it is to get my family off the streets and into what I'm doing, and actually be successful with it, and that it helps my family, the whole vision of my family, everything. In a broader aspect, I want, right now Richmond is the leading city in the nation for this initiative, the Family and Fatherhood Initiative. So I want for what I'm doing to become a model for the nation, just as Richmond Family and Fatherhood is becoming a model for the nation. Being that I helped kind of structure that with Richmond Family and Fatherhood Initiative, I want to be able to do the same with Engage the Foundation. I don't want to have to be just Richmond Family and Fatherhood Initiative, because there are other aspects that I'm touching that Richmond Family and Fatherhood doesn't.
Okay, yeah.
So as far as my generation and bridging the gap between entertainment and real life, I want to be able to do that and that be a model for that all universities can follow or different organizations can follow, or I can make Engage the Foundation expand and just goes to different colleges with that same model.
Right.
But of course the model has to be fine-tuned and there's kinks that have to be worked out, but I want to be able to do that.
My final question, what is your motivation?
Motivation. My motivation right now is my son. I want to be the man that he could be proud to call his dad, proud to call father, proud to call his mentor, his role model. Like, I want to be something that he can look up to and it's something good. Like, of course I could be in the streets and be bad and he can look up to that too. But I want to be something that he can look up to and be proud of, and everybody can be proud that he looks up to me.
Right.
His mother, his grandparents, my mother, you know, I want them to be proud that he looks up to me. And then on another level, my family, being that they're still going at it no matter what phase of life, they're not quitting, you know what I mean, they're going hard. And then my friends that I've had in Virginia since I've been here, they've been phenomenal, like, as far as molding me, really. Like, I'm the youngest in my crew, and these are some really smart, cool, swagged out, intelligent young men, and I really appreciate them taking me in and like really listening to what my life is all about and opening up to me what their life is all about. We have a lot of similarities, but the point now that we're in life, all of us, I can see positivity in each one of us as far as wisdom, as far as the way of life that we're thinking, like the way they're thinking about life, the way they carry themselves and everything. Most of them are either teachers or professional athletes or authors or writers, accountants, like really good.
Right. Yeah.
And we didn't start that way. So that motivates me to see my people, my circle doing good and are happy and have a mindset of keeping us motivated to keep doing good, inspiring each other. So those are my motivations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for taking the time.
Definitely.
Yeah.